Oh, hello there. How are you doing? So my name is Nightcrawler, and let me tell you a little bit about myself. So I've been playing games for around 2 decades at this point. It's been a big part of my life and easily my favourite hobby. It's something that I've invested countless hours into. I've had my ups, I've had my downs, but at the end of the day, it's something that I have a lot of passion for and a lot of love for. Or at least I used to. Don't get me wrong, I still love gaming, but if there's one thing that in recent years has really left a sour taste in my mouth when it comes to the AAA scene, is the ridiculous amount of cinematics in games nowadays. What I mean by cinematics is story, lore, but most importantly, cutscenes. This is something that has been the case for a long time at this point. Well over 10 years, gaming has slowly became more and more cinematic as the years went by. This has always been the case in gaming. Even 20, 30 years ago, games have always tried to implement some sort of story into their games. Whether it's through text, collectibles, or like I said, cutscenes and cinematics. So going from generation to generation, there was definitely a slow increase over time with the amount of story. But it wasn't until the PS3, PS4 era, especially the PS4 era, that this shit really started to get out of control. And I think that one game and one company was responsible for that especially. And that is The Last of Us and Sony, aka PlayStation. Of course you had games before this that went in this type of direction of really focusing on telling a narrative. A good example of that would be Metal Gear Solid 4. I've never played that game, but I've certainly heard just how ridiculous the amount of cinematics and story there is in that game. But at the time it was rare. What other games were doing that besides Metal Gear Solid 4 and a few other rare exceptions? But then The Last of Us comes out and things change forever. Even to this day, that game had a significant impact on how storytelling was told in video games. After that, it became much more common for games to make that a major focus in their games, especially from Sony. The walking simulators, the story games, the snooze fests that I just simply don't give a shit about. I think pretty much every PlayStation exclusive, besides Bloodborne and maybe a couple of others, has been one of these types of slow-paced cinematic experiences with a major focus on the characters, the story, and an overabundance of cutscenes. Not just the cutscenes, but also invading the gameplay with forced walking sections, forcing you to listen to characters talk to each other when you just want to play the game, ruining any type of pace that the game has, not even allowing you to skip it like you could with a cutscene. They intentionally incorporate it into gameplay, knowing that it affects the pacing, to push that story down your throat, even if you don't care. And in some cases, even the cutscenes you can't skip, like God of War for example. There was actually a time where developers gave you a choice. Do you want to play a game with a story to accompany it, to add to the experience? Or do you just want to simply focus on the gameplay sections? Not everybody's going to care about the cutscenes. Maybe you don't like the characters, maybe you don't care for the story. So they would give us the choice to skip them so it wouldn't affect the game. It was an easy and simple solution to please everyone. But now, you don't get that luxury. You better sit there and enjoy our story. You better appreciate these cutscenes, because you're sure as hell not going to be able to skip them, and you're going to be sat there for a long time watching them. And that's the main problem with this whole cinematic bullshit, is that they don't try and cater to both sides anymore. They only care about the people that want to sit through a movie instead of playing the game. It would be so easy to please everyone. You have the cutscenes for the casuals that want their story fix, and you have the gameplay for the people that want to play a game. But if it ain't that simple and you have to choose sides, then they should obviously be catering to the people that want to play a game and not watch a fucking movie. Because at the end of the day, these are video games. These are not movies. They're not TV shows. They're not books. They're supposed to be interactive experiences where you actually engage with the game. Not watch a cutscene, not push forward on the stick, listen to dialogue that you don't give a shit about. It's so fucking simple. If you don't want to play a game and you want to watch a movie instead, then get the fuck out of gaming and go watch a movie. Who's forcing you to play games? You chose to buy a PlayStation and you chose to become a part of the gaming scene. So why are you investing time into something that you have no interest for? Because all you're doing is fucking it up for people that actually want to play games. But I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you care for this type of shit in gaming? Do you think cinematics should stay the fuck out of gaming? Take care, and sayonara.